Oklahoma is one of the states that experiences dozens of tornadoes each year. Now that's a real concern when winds roar across the open spaces of farms and ranches here. Well, for rural families, it means taking some unusual steps to protect people and property.
Each individual tornado is a violent local vortex in the atmosphere.
From the earliest days of weather reporting, tornadoes have been some of nature's deadliest storms. Twisting winds causing death and destruction.
We were so afraid when we woke up at 4:30 in the morning with a freight train going over.
Jim and Nikki Hayes know the fear that can come from being in the path of a tornado.
Both of us looked at each other, screamed and looked at each other and said, where do we go? What do we do?
The Hayes home, along with thousands of others, sits in Tornado Alley, prime real estate for storms in the Heartland. So the couple installed a storm shelter to face future tornado threats.
And we know now. We know where to go.
We have a plan.
According to FEMA.gov, 76% of all tornado fatalities occur from people exiting their home to seek shelter.
Vincent Mims saw an opportunity to face that threat. He points to research that above-ground shelters, anchored deep into concrete, could work with the right construction.
And they went down the list and they hit steel, and we were like, so if we build a room strong enough out of steel, it would work. And they said, absolutely, as so long as it's anchored properly.
David Jones' grandmother died in a tornado in the early 80s. He saw a shelter as a realistic way to help protect his family.
I mean, how do you put a price on, your life? I mean, the house, all those type of things you can replace, but to get blown away in a tornado, I mean, that you're not going to come back from that. So here's what we did. Basically you don't even know it's here till you open that door. And then, of course, here's the door going into it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, of course, this is, all solid steel. And it also works as a gun safe, as you can see. Some of my hunting guns and
multi-purpose
and other valuables, we could put in here.
That price on your life can run from $3,000 to $8,000 for above-ground shelters. So what do you do between the threat of storms? Some people combine safety and storage.
My personal one is actually my food pantry. We set it in the middle of the house. They framed around it. They framed the inside of it, put walls up, put the air vent in, and put shelving up, and it doubles as my food pantry.
Storm shelters like these are a far cry from the below-ground shelters of decades past. Incorporated into the homes themselves, they can give rural and urban residents a safety option against the high winds and devastation of storms like these.
It's fantastic to know that we have some place we can go where we'll be safe. We're not out in the weather to get there, and it's just peace of mind and convenience, I think, is really important to us.